Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel where I provide regular cricket content on interesting topics. In today's video, with the Ashes coming up, I am going to complete an inter-era head-to-head between two giants of the game. My goal will be to decide who is the better player out of James Anderson and Dennis Lillee. I will divide the analysis into four key statistical areas, with a final category being the X factor, and then come to a verdict. So here goes, shall we get started? Category 1, Overall Record. Dennis Lillee played 70 Test matches for Australia, taking 355 wickets in the process. His bowling average was a very good 23.92 with 23 5-wicket hauls. He had a strike rate of 52 balls per wicket. James Anderson to date has played a staggering 179 Test matches. He has taken 685 wickets in the process at an average of just under 26. He has taken his wickets every 55 balls. On the face of it, you would probably say that the point here has to go to the Aussie as he has a better average and strike rate than the Englishman. But it is not quite as straightforward as that due to the sheer longevity of Jimmy's career. If you for example took his career from the start of 2014 to now, he has taken 345 wickets at 21.4. That on its own, as a career, would be ranked with the absolute best of the best. So was Jimmy pushed into the side too early? Should he get points for his longevity? Overall, with all that said, I still think in terms of their statistical record I have to give the point to Lillee. Category 2, ICC Rankings. ICC rankings are very helpful as they remove any bias from the conversation. If we look at Lillee's ranking, it is very impressive, with him maintaining a number 1 position for a large chunk of the late 70s. He also returned to the pinnacle in 1982. His peak ranking score was 884 in 1977. If we now compare that to Jimmy, he has operated in the top 1 or 2 positions for a longer period than Lillee, spending almost 10 years there. He also has a higher peak ranking score of 903. Finally, it is impossible to glaze over him returning to the top of the rankings at the age of 40. That is an incredible achievement. So in this category I give the point to Anderson, making it 1-1. Category 3, Overseas Record. A player's overseas record is very important to judge their career as a whole, so let's see how these two stack up. Lillee took 124 wickets on his travels in Test cricket at an average of 24.3 with a strike rate of 55. That is pretty close to his record at home, showing he had the ability to perform in different conditions. It is worth noting that 62% of Lillee's away Test matches were in England, a destination known to favour seam bowlers. But however you cut it, the Aussies' away record is strong. Jimmy is often criticised as being a home track bully, and his stats would lead slightly in that direction. Away from home he has taken 234 wickets at an average of 30.5. That's not bad, but it is a fair bit worse than his home average of 23.8. Interestingly, in Asia, Jimmy averages 26.7, which is pretty good for a fast medium bowler. All that said, when you compare the two, I have to award this point to Lillee, making it 2-1 in his favour. Category 4, Match-winning performances. The next area I am going to examine is the amount of match-winning performances each bowler had. This is quite hard to judge without going through each and every Test match they have played. In Jimmy's case that would take me about a decade. So what I am going to do is look at their 5-wicket and 10-wicket hauls and divide them by matches played, to give a point score. To try and make it a little bit more accurate, I am going to weight the 10-wicket matches, so they are worth double the points. If that doesn't make sense to you, don't worry, it will become clear. Starting with Lillee, in 33% of his matches he took a 5-wicket haul. In 10% of his matches he took a 10-wicket haul. So I am going to give Lillee a match-winning score of 53. On to Jimmy, in 18% of his matches he has taken a 5-wicket haul. In 2% of his matches he has taken a 10-wicket haul. This gives him a match-winning score of 22. So that is a decisive victory for the Australian, making it 3-1. Category 5, X Factor. For this category I am going to use it as a catch-all net, where 1 point will be awarded for a variety of reasons. It could be, for example, someone playing in a weak side like Andy Flower would gain an extra point. Or it could be that the player played the majority of his tests in a country not suited to his skill set, like Zahir Khan. So yes, it is a bit open to interpretation, but I am sticking with it. In this comparison I am going to award the point to Jimmy Anderson for his longevity. Jimmy's longevity can get lost when you look at averages and ratios to 5-wicket hauls, but it is an incredible achievement. To play for that long at that level, returning to the world #1 at 40 years old, counts for something. So Jimmy has earned the X Factor point. So there you have it, the Aussie legend takes this matchup by 3 points to 2. I will be releasing a number of head-to-heads in coming weeks, so if you have any players in mind, leave them in the comments. They can span generations like Jimmy and Lillee, or they can be from the same era. Thanks for watching everyone.